Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. We have two clippers working their way through the northern plains. It will impact travel. In fact, winter storm watch has been issued. I'll have the latest on the track, the timing, what you can expect in your area, and we'll take a look across the country as we head toward the Christmas holiday. Coming up next on Hutch's Weather.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, everybody, as is always the case, please drop a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. I will go through and review those, and I always do, whether I get to it in the broadcast here or not. Let's take a look at this. This is your future radar. We're looking at isobars here in yellow. Remember, the closer they are together, the more wind that we have. Making its way through portions of the southern parts of South Dakota into southern Minnesota tonight is a winter weather system creating a layer of slippery on I-90 from Sioux Falls, Pierce, South Dakota, right into near the Twin Cities as we head into the nighttime hours. But here's the main event. As we head into the night tonight, we're going to start to see cold high pressure move in. Quiet conditions here. On the edge of this cold air mass, we could wring out a few flakes of snow across central Minnesota. Nothing too substantial, but substantially slippery for some of us, right? Now, as we take a look what's going on in Glasgow, Montana. And on the south side of this system, that's the warm side, there could be some mixed precipitation setting up heading into Wednesday morning. For us here in the valley, temperatures in the morning, not too bad, but we will see the coldest part of this weather-making air mass over the top of us in the afternoon. Some of us steady to falling temperatures throughout the day. That sets the stage near the ground with a very cold air mass. Snowflakes from this system will be light, they'll be fluffy, and they'll be blowy. Even if you, sneeze, you could cause near whiteout conditions in some places. Now, here we go, getting going on the drive time in the oil patch. Williston out towards Wolf Point, Montana, Glasgow, Montana, seeing snow. There could be a batch of some freezing drizzle in places on the south side of the system. Watch for icy roads. Remember, you can check your latest road reports anywhere in this region on HutchesWeather.com. Hit the road conditions tab for your menu of states and Canadian provinces that we cover for you. Now, as you take a look at this system, the timing has the showers working their way into the central part of the state as we go towards midnight. So it's going to be an overnight event for the Red River Valley. The James River Valley and the Devil's Lake Basin could see it by late evening on your Wednesday night, rather. A band of heavy snow. See the isobars close together. These winds are from the south. What does that mean? We're going to take this warmer air from the central plains and loft it up over the top and lift it over the top of this ice cold air mass in place. That means a fluffy snowflake for many of us, but some along the leading edge could get that mixed snot, freezing drizzle, freezing fog, and just nonsense like that. Here's the low pressure center by the time we get to the midnight hour. It's right over Williston as the winds do a switcheroo and an about face. The cold front will be behind there as well. Now, as we let this advance through time, the morning hours will bring the heaviest batch of snow through the James River Valley and the Cheyenne River Valleys right into the Red River Valley. There's a higher chance that Fargo sees more snow from this system than Grand Forks, and a couple of models have this diving just a pinch farther south. Still a couple days out, so the track is still a little bit uncertain. Look at it following the I-94 corridor right into the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, as the wind from the south will bring a layer of ice along the Iowa border as well. So travel across the region could be tricky at the very best. Now, as we carry this system through, it goes through, the wind continues throughout the entirety of the day on Thursday, causing some icy road conditions. Now, there's clipper number 2. Here's a quick snapshot of that puppy. Boom. This is a very fast-moving clipper, a narrower band of precipitation. It will impact a similar area, however, and it will likely continue to keep things icy and slippery, even though we won't see a lot of additional snowfall here. So, Hutch has fashioned together some details on the snowfall potential with this system. Let's get to that right now. In the northern plains, now we'll look elsewhere in the nation momentarily. This system travels from parts of Regina, moving through Estevan, right into the Minot area. So the heaviest band of snow will likely be somewhere between Williston and Minot, possibly out near Rugby, and sliding south and east along the Highway 200 corridor, the Highway 2 corridor, and of course, Interstate 94. It's more likely to be in the Fargo area that sees a heavier batch of snow. Some will see 6 or more inches of snow. These models tend to show a pretty wide berth, showing that a lot of people are going to see 6 inches or more of snow. I don't think that'll be the case. It'll be a narrow band. but with the wind the system will create, the travel will be treacherous along this track. In the Fargo area, most of us have a great chance at 2 to 3 inches on the low side. That best chance is going to be that, but a few of us will see the 3 to 4 plus inches of snow. Look how close Grand Forks is to the party, as we'll see 2.7 inches of shovel trouble in and around Grand Forks according to this model of the atmosphere's condition. Now, western parts of Becker County, including Lake Park and out towards Detroit Lakes, you are in the winter storm watch. Fergus Falls, as well as your neighbors to the north in Pelican Rapids, in the winter storm watch. Out to the east, Wadena, not so much so. 2 rounds of snow are going to be responsible for the 6-inch that you're seeing down here in southern Minnesota. That's that snow that's moving through tonight. We'll leave an inch or 2 on the surface, and another 2 to 3 a possibility as this system works its way right into the Twin Cities. So slippery region-wide. So that's a look at that. Now let's take a look and see what we have going on with regards to our forecast for the next 24 hours. Clipper number 1, we've talked about gusty, narrow band of heavy snow, isolated 6 plus. Most of us will be in that 2 to 4 inch category along and near the track of the storm. Areas of tricky travel, so keep flexible travel plans, please. Friday night into Saturday morning, Clipper 2 is a faster moving with less snowfall, less impact, but still will be windy, and therefore will keep things on the slippery side as we go through. That's a look at that. How about Clipper number 2, you say? Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at that. This is additional snow lofted on top of what we have. Most of us will see a trace to 2 inches in this area. Some of us will see 1 to 3 inches of snow in the heavier spots, maybe even a pinch more from that second Clipper. Because this one is farther out in days before it gets here, this could shift more, this could change more. Just keep in mind we'll have a second storm potentially on the heels of this one, bringing us some more wintry weather through the Red River Valley. Okay, here's a look at your forecast digits as we go through this event. Tomorrow, the cold air mass starts punching in. In the morning, we can expect temperatures to be as warm as they'll be all day in some of our counties. We'll be in the teens along and north of Highway 2. We'll be near 15 to 20 degrees in most locations from the Red River Valley straight out to the Montana border out there. And in parts of central Minnesota, same thing goes, near 20 degrees for most of us. Our wind will be light. It'll be 5 to 15 miles per hour. Temperatures will be slowly falling or steady, depending on where you are. Here's what the 4 p.m. snapshot will be of your temperatures. Look at Fargo, 12. Look at Grand Forks, 18. Whoopsies, that's not the temperatures. There's your afternoon temperatures. At 4 in the afternoon, the snapshot on your hump day shows those northwest winds ushering in the face-slapping cold. It's going to be ripping out there. The north winds become easterly with the approach of that system. So we'll see a change in the winds. That's going to slow down the advance of this cold, nasty air mass working its way in. The snow will be beginning in the oil patch and moving in that southeasterly direction toward the valley, toward central parts of the Missouri River Valley of North Dakota as well. In South Dakota, lower impacts from this particular system as it moves through. Fargo will be 6 at 4 in the afternoon on your Wednesday as this system takes hold, and that is a look the way I see it. Planning forecast looks like this over the next 7 days, and we're heading towards Christmas Eve behind Hutch's big old melon, which I will move just for you here in just a moment. Check out these temperatures, 12 as you rise and shine on your Wednesday morning in Fargo, with the down arrow meaning temperatures will be slowly falling down to 6 in your afternoon. And then overnight, we're rising because we have that east-southeast wind, rising to 17 by daybreak on Thursday. The impacts from the snow and the wind will be at their greatest here in Fargo in the pre-dawn to sunrise hours. So that morning commute will certainly be compromised, and temperatures will be steady as we go through your Thursday. A chance of snow I've got in Fargo, 1 to 6 inches in and around the area. I think we'll be close to that sharp decline to the north in snowfall and a sharp decline to the south near Fargo as well. So keep that in mind. We're on our way down. How low will we go? How about 11 below? If we get 3 to 6 inches of fresh, flaky, fluffy snow, we'll be down and we'll see a few spots even colder than this in central North Dakota. Keep that in mind. 10 to 20 below for actual air temperatures, says good old Hutch. right here on Hutch's Weather. 3 above your high temperature as we go into the second clipper that will slap through real quickly, taking a similar but likely not identical track to the previous system, adding a little insult to injury. And then it's a warming trend after we get through a cold morning on your Sunday. And now let me get out the way and show you that on Monday, as we prepare for travel for the holiday season, if you're going over the hill and through the woods to uncle's house or maybe grandmother's house, you can expect temperatures in the 20s here in the northern plains. All right, now, because I am also streaming on my channel for YouTube, I do want to take a moment and give you guys a look way out ahead at where the problems may be for the holidays. So let's do that right quick here, and we'll go over some of this in more detail a little bit later. But for now, we'll take a look at the good old-fashioned American model that goes out several days and gets us into the territory of the holidays and holiday travel and even beyond that. But let's just focus on the next week or so. The system that we have coming towards us is rolling out of the Pacific Northwest now. See the snow in the Snoqualmie Pass area, northern Idaho, western Montana. This clipper system develops here and rolls northwest to southeast across our region. There's your Wednesday morning to midday snow in the oil patch, and it just continues in that area for a more prolonged period of time. Notice it's already still snowing as we go into the wee hours of overnight hours Thursday. So several hours of snowfall in northwest or north central North Dakota. Now that rolls through the Red River Valley, heads into the Twin Cities by Thursday morning. So we'll have snow, the heaviest band right here. There's a trailing upper level system that will keep the snow falling in our area in all likelihood all the way through the day on Thursday. With the wind being easterly, it's going to be gusty. Some of us will have a northerly component to that wind. Here's the cold air mass after the system. This system will allow us to clear off and calm down, and where it stays clear longer with some fresh snow on the ground, look out. You got some lip smacking cold to deal with. Do not be kissing any telephone poles, and certainly don't lick a cold shovel handle. That's not the way to go. So as you go through, that system will work its way through the region and out of here, heading into the Great Lakes, but really falling apart as it works its way into the mid-Atlantic. Once it hits the waters, the warm waters, it enhances, and we could see, depending on the track of this system, some impacts with some moisture on the mid-Atlantic states in the northeastern United States as we go into Friday night and Saturday. So that's clipper number 1. Here comes clipper number 2 heading into Saturday. Not a big deal, as you see right there. And then as we carry this through just a little bit farther in time, you can see that as we head into the week of Christmas, we have a little weather wiggle dancing across the region, and that is on our Monday. And this model is just coming in, so I apologize. I'm going to have to go back to one that's just a little, that goes out just a little bit farther. So there is another little clipper-like system coming out of Montana that'll work its way across with a shot of Monday showers of snow. Here comes a more enhanced system. The west coast of the United States seeing wet weather on Tuesday. These systems tend to set up shop in the Rocky Mountains and come at us as some sort of either a clipper or a Colorado low. Looks like it's fallen apart, but do you see the low starting to take shape out here, being born as we head into the evening of your Christmas day? There'll be some wet weather in the mid-Atlantic states, maybe some slippery travel conditions, but by and large, no major impactful weather for travelers, both air and ground, as we go through the day preceding Christmas, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. And that's the good news the way it looks right now. However, we'll be watching that next wave making its way in off the Pacific Northwest, because look at this. This would be a double-barreled low, one moving through parts of Alberta, one moving through parts of Manitoba, as well as the southern plain states with some more wet weather there. That's a long ways out and a lot can change. So that's a look at your weather. Let me check out and see if we have any questions. Let's go ahead and take a peek too at what we have going on with our current conditions across the area. Number 1, the radar is showing that as we look across the nation, we do have some wet weather taking place in the northern plains, some thunder and some lightning taking place out on the peninsula of Florida at this particular hour. So here's what that looks like as we look down to the deep south, a few rumbles of thunder, not far from from Orlando. Look at what's going on in southern Minnesota. This is that weather wiggle that's going to dash an inch or 2 inches of snow on the ground in southern Minnesota. The Twin Cities will see some impacts. Looking in the Pacific Northwest, though, where the clipper is going to be starting from as we go through the day tomorrow. Look at this. Seattle, Olympia, all the way down to Portland, extremely wet weather. And once we start rising in terrain out here, we get to the Wenatchee Pass out there, Yakima, we're going to see some heavier snow amounts there. In the northern Rockies of Idaho, wet weather taking place from Pendleton down to Baker City and in the basin. But as we look out towards western Montana, it will be high enough for some snow showers there as this system works its way through. And again, that'll be the one that brings us our chance for some unsettled weather. And then once again, I do want to report that we do have areas that are under a winter storm watch. Let me get to the latest on that and show you where those are and some of the national watches, warnings, and advisories that we have in effect. And we'll wrap up this broadcast of Hutch's Weather, checking out a look at some of these details with regards to the system up in the northern plains. There's your winter storm watch in yellow from Williston through the Highway 2 corridor into Minot, Devil's Lake, Grand Forks, all in the winter storm watches. Is for Wednesday, late and into Thursday. It does include the Red River Valley counties of Minnesota, a few in Lakes Country, including western Becker, western Otter Tail County, and the I-94 corridor down there in and around Grant County. Look at southeast North Dakota, not out of the woods there either. There is a winter weather advisory in blue here in Montana, the Brown counties. Well, that is basically a wind warning for this storm system that will be blowing through the plains of northeast Montana. There's your winter storm warning. That's for the northern Rockies of Montana. That's in effect for the next 16 hours as that system moving out of Spokane is going to wreak some wintry havoc across the northern Rockies of Idaho. We have a whole host of winter weather advisories in blue and a winter storm warning also out in parts of Washington state right now, likely not far from you folks in the Snoqualmie Pass area. This is for Holden Village, Stevens Pass, as well as other areas of northern parts of north central Washington state. We're expecting 5 to 10 inches of snow and some 45 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts in that area. Down towards the south and western parts of Wyoming and southern parts of Wyoming. Right now, we have wintry weather taking place for the next 4 hours in the mountain pass west of Cheyenne, Wyoming. And if you look out there in the Tetons, it looks like we've got some snow fun for the next hour. There's a warning continuing there for very gusty winds in the Salt River and, of course, the Wyoming ranges out there in the western ranges of Wyoming. That is a look at those areas. As we look across the rest of the nation, we have flooding concerns across parts of northeast Arkansas, western parts of Tennessee, southern parts of Kentucky. Look at all the fog going on. Houston to New Orleans, hard to see when it's foggy and groggy, but that's what we're dealing with there. And here's a closer look at some of the thunder out near Palm Bay and the central Atlantic coast of Florida as we head into your evening on this Tuesday night. That is a look at your weather. We do have some winter weather advisories for the Rocky Mountains of northern and central Colorado as well. Let me get to your questions here and see if I have any, just to make sure. Thank you very much, Stacy, for watching from Fargo. Jane as well, thank you for watching. Kelly says thank you. Appreciate all of you taking the time to watch. Go Broncos, says David, and a mile-high salute to Bronco fans out there and Viking fans too. What an exciting year! Winter is definitely here, Laurel, so take it easy on area roads. Snow for Jamestown, question mark. You're right on that cusp, right? The winter weather warning, the winter storm watch is in effect for Jamestown. It's going to be passing right through with that heavier band of snow. Most likely what I'm thinking is that the greatest chance for some loftier snowfall totals will be along that Highway 52 corridor and the 281 corridor leading into the Jamestown area. So in the northern half of the county is where we'll have that better chance, but we'll keep you posted once we see the system actually make its way out of the Rockies and develop in the next 24 hours. And watching from Bemidji as well. Let me see if I have any viewers out here with questions. Hi from Bismarck, says Aspen. It's great to have you on. If you are watching me, whether it's on Facebook, I'd love to have you just pound that follow button on my Facebook page. So click to get there and hit follow. It helps me a great deal. And also, if you're watching me on the YouTube version, I'd love to have you pound the subscribe button out there and just get more notifications of when Hutch is going. Lots of bouncing around here and there, Hutch. Yeah, I've been bouncing around a little bit lately. A lot of weather going on. Mary, where are you watching from? And Northern Paul says in Fargo South, just a trace of snow this evening. We're getting some of that light cold air snow. We've got a real cold air moving in that's wringing out a few snowflakes here in the valley. Okay, I've been talking a lot about Hutch's Weather and HutchesWeather.com, so we'll end with a quick look at that. I just want to make sure, if you have not seen me lately, that I've got some new tools on there for you right now that allows you to keep up with the weather. Number one, if I'm going live, it tells you. Number two, I've got a little update right here for you to click and peruse more information about the 2 clippers through the northern plains. Interactive radar across the region, and all my absolutely wonderful sponsors making HutchesWeather.com a possibility, including Evco. Hey, Evco deals petroleum products from the Detroit Lakes, Minnesota area, and they cover a 200-mile radius, and they pride themselves in excellent service. They will deliver to your operation all of the lubricants that you need to keep your operation up and running as we go through the winter season and get ready for spring. Now, as we take a look, though, with this big thing added is the road conditions report and snowfall amounts. So, for instance, if we wanted to take a quick peek right now at what does Hutch have for snowfall amounts, this page is put together by the National Weather Service. They keep track of snowfall in our area, and right now we have no significant reports. But as we go into South Dakota, the system moving through it has some blue dots. Blue dots are anywhere from 1 to 4 inches of snow along the I-90 corridor. We have a lot of snow going on out west, taking place in western Idaho and just outside the basin. A good 8 inches of snow reported out there to the east of the Boise area. And all important are the road conditions. By clicking on the road conditions tab, you can go to Minnesota roads, North Dakota roads, South Dakota roads, Iowa, Colorado. We've got Manitoba and Saskatchewan included here so that you can stay informed no matter where your trip is in our region. So again, Hutch's Weather and HutchesWeather.com. Please visit. Let me know what you think. For now, have yourself a wonderful evening. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I will keep you updated throughout the event. And as we learn more about the precise track of the storm, we'll likely see this watch, which really just means the conditions are there. It does not mean we will have a storm. It's just a very good chance of some nasty wintry weather heading our way. Details, I'll keep you informed right here. Thanks for watching.